Review.
If you play the original Two Worlds, you might not be surprised to learn that its sequel is not role-playing at its most refined. What may surprise you though is that Two Worlds 2's clumsier features aren't bad enough to hurt the overall experience. Here's an expansive third-person RPG brimming with monsters to slay, spells to cast, and murky swamps to explore. You won't find a great story or interesting characters like you would in the best RPGs, but this is an entertaining journey anyway. If you've been looking to lose yourself in a fantastical kingdom and don't mind some nagging issues, Two Worlds 2 makes a fine escape from the real world.
Madness? You don't know madness.
The sequel returns you to Antilor, where, once again, your sister is in trouble, and where, once again, the evil wizard Gandahar is up to no good. Unfortunately, the forced dialogue and some amateur voice acting keep you from getting interested in the characters, and the story is just an uninteresting framework to hang quests from. That isn't to say, however, that Two Worlds 2's quests won't draw you in. Sometimes it's the bits of humor that keep you interested.
Will do.
Occasional jokes and references to movies like Monty Python and the Holy Grail will make you grin. And if the humor doesn't inspire you, maybe the chance to drive the outcome of the quest will. You won't find anything nearly as complex as what you'd find in Fallout New Vegas, but quests involving the element of choice still stand out in Two Worlds 2 because there's not always a clear bad or good path. Choosing to follow one path may result in unforeseen circumstances, and maybe even deadly ones. Of course, there's more to Two Worlds 2 than its story. There's a whole world to explore here, made up of rolling green hills, decrepit universities, and dank dungeons filled with rattling skeletons and hulking beasts. The visuals aren't best in class, but they do aspire to more than simple, generic Fantasyland. The savannah of the early hours sticks closely to generic fields and dusty trails, but later, Asian-inspired vistas and creepy derelict ruins make it fun to explore the world. When the game forces you to get up close and personal, things do take a turn for the worse. Animations are stiff and sometimes just don't look right, and faces are inexpressive. On consoles, washed-out graphics, frame rate hitches, and weird events like seeing your character warp back and forth become distracting. So grab the PC version if you have the choice. Loading times on the PC are snappy, the lighting looks great, and the game runs really smoothly.
Let's get this over with.
When facing your menacing enemies, you aren't stuck with just blades or a bow or magic spells. You can choose any of these. You can easily switch between up to 3 equipment sets with the press of a button. Combat is appealing, if a bit ragged. If you wield a blade, crunchy sound effects give battles some oomph, but there's not always that sense of impact you'd hope for. Spells look and sound cool, but the targeting will have the camera occasionally whipping around in odd ways. And in general, melee is a more effective route to take. Narrow caverns are often populated with monsters too large for them. Maneuvering into an effective position can be tricky if you want to keep your distance. Fortunately, you can make things easier by exploiting the pathfinding and AI difficulties. A beast might get stuck running against a rock, allowing you to pelt it with arrows until it falls over dead. Or maybe it won't even react to you if you shoot it from far enough away. The combat's fine, but these issues keep it from feeling wholly satisfying. Two Worlds 2 handles looting and leveling superbly. There's tons of treasure to find, and the lockpicking minigame is entertaining enough to make it fun to open locked chests. Some of the items you loot are used in Two Worlds 2's fascinating and complex spellcrafting system. You create your own spells from their raw ingredients and even name them yourself. It's fun to mix and match these items to see what you might devise, whether it be a new attack, or a summon, or a heal. You can also create potions in a similar way by mixing and matching different plants and monster parts to see what might arise. Then there's the item upgrade system, in which you break down equipment and use the materials to upgrade your stuff. Unfortunately, your inventory gets clogged with all sorts of miscellaneous doodads and can be a hassle to sift through. Optional side activities include gambling, as well as a Guitar Hero type minigame in which you can make music with NPCs. The The ability to team up for a co-op adventure with up to 7 others is a cool way to extend the experience. On the other hand, the competitive online modes are more frustrating than fun due to basic class imbalances. But you probably didn't come to Two Worlds 2 for exciting online competition. You came for a big fantasy world to explore. This isn't the grandest of the grand. You aren't likely to get invested in the poor story and uninteresting characters. Rather, it's the varied quests and depth of gameplay that will keep you satisfied. This series hasn't quite reached the level of excellence you'd like, but the ingredients for something special are all here, and will hopefully come to pass in another installment of this improving series of RPGs.